morning, class.
Good morning, sir.
And we lead us the prayer, Rima.
Dear God, thank you for this wonderful day. May you continue to guide and bless us.
Amen. So, who is absent today?
None, sir.
Wow, that's nice to hear, Kibita. So, last meeting, we tackled the different classification of stocks, right, class?
Yes, sir.
So, what again are the four classification of stocks? Yes, Rima?
White stock, brown stock, vegetable stock, and fish stock.
Very good. So, how about the ingredients used in preparing stocks? Anyone? Yes, Rima?
Sir, bones, mirepoix, acid products, seasoning and spices, and bouquet.
Exactly. Brilliant. So, before we talk about our lesson for today, let's start the day with a video presentation from Jacob Burton of StellaCulinary.com. This will show us how stocks are being made at a professional culinary kitchen. So, are you ready to watch?
Yes, sir.
So, watch and listen carefully as he prepares all he needs from very step up to storing, okay?
Yes, sir.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
In this video, we're going to go over how to make roasted chicken stock. It's very similar to our roasted veal stock video, so this one will be a little bit shorter and faster. And we're going to start, just like in the veal stock video, with rubbing the bones down with canola oil to help transfer heat during the roasting process. Now here I have some wings and some bodies or cavities left over from a case of chickens that we just butchered down for service. You can place those in a 500-degree oven for about an hour to an hour and a half, or until they're a nice dark golden brown. And in the meantime, you want to start preparing your mirepoix, which is onions, celery, and carrots, at the ratio of 2 parts onions, 1 part celery, 1 part carrots. Now I'm going to rough chop the onions, keeping the skin on, and I do this as a personal taste. I think it gives a little more of a rustic flavor. Same thing with the carrots. I'm going to chop the carrots, just doing a rough cut, about an inch in length, and same thing with the celery all the way down. Place your mirepoix in a large mixing bowl and set aside, and then go back about a half hour there and check your bones. And here we're going to flip them around a little bit, make sure that they're roasting evenly. And then here I have some fat and some drippings. I'm actually going to pour over my mirepoix, but this is directly from the roasting pan itself. And I'm going to toss this around in the mixing bowl. This is going to coat the mirepoix with the chicken fat, some of the chicken juices, and then I'm going to roast it in the oven at about 450 to 500 degrees, allowing some of those juices to evaporate and concentrate down, and the fat itself will help to caramelize the mirepoix. Take your roasted bones.
Okay, so what have you noticed at the video you watched? Yes?
Sir, the other ingredients are prepared while boiling the chicken.
Yes. So, how did he prepare his stock? Any other idea? Anyone? From the video you watched, how did he prepare his stock?
Sir,
Yes?
Sir, the presentation is very useful as it shows every step of the way until storing.
Yes. So, our lesson for today, class will be the continuation of our lesson last meeting, okay? So today, we'll talk about the different spices and seasonings used in stocks and the ingredients and guidelines and methods in preparing stock, okay? So as you've seen in the video, the natural flavor coming from the different ingredients can taste differently. So let's say it's more aromatic, more delicious if we add different spices and seasonings. Like in usual cooking, we use spice and seasoning, right, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. What spice do you usually add and use in cooking? Yes?
Sir, garlic, ginger, and lemons.
Very good. So, any other answer? Yes?
Black pepper.
Very good. So, what you guys said are just some of the spices and seasoning that we are going to tackle today, okay? So, first, what is all about spices? Kindly read.
Spices are parts of plant used to flavor food. It can be bark, roots, seed, flowers. Spices were used throughout the history in cuisine, preservation, and medicine.
Yes, so in culinary arts, the word spice refers to any dried plants other than the the leaves. Okay, take note of that. So, other than the leaves, so used for and flavoring a recipe, but not used as the main ingredients. Why not the green leaf? Because the green leafy parts of the plants used in the way are considered herbs. Okay, so like our bouquet garni. So remember how Ferdinand Magellan accidentally found Philippines. What was he looking for? Any idea? I will give extra points who can answer my question. Yes?
Spice islands.
Very good. So he is looking for Spice Island. So did you know that India is the world's largest consumer, producer, and exporter of spices? So they produce 75 out of 109 varieties listed by the PISO. Okay? So take note of that. Okay, so since we talk about food, everyone knows that some has an expiration. Okay, so does spice also expire?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so to those who said yes, how does a spice expire? Yes, Rima?
When it loses its flavors.
Yes, very good. So, let's elaborate what you said. Kindly read.
When spices don't actually spoil or rot, they will lose their flavor over time. As spices are generally added precisely to add flavor, it is best toast them in a certain amount of time. Store in an airtight container and must be used within 6 months.
Yes, thank you, Rima. So, one thing keep in mind when cooking with spices is that spices start to lose their flavor when they are ground. Okay, so whenever possible, it's best to grind your own spices immediately before using them rather than using spices that are already grounded. Okay, so moving on to the seasoning. Okay, kindly read Rimatet.
Seasoning means to bring out intensify the natural flavor of the food without changing it. Seasonings are usually added near the end of the cooking period.
Yes, thank you, Rima. So, the most common seasoning are salt, pepper, and yes. When seasoning are used properly, they cannot be taste. Their job is to heighten the original flavors of the ingredients. Okay. Okay, so the following are the spices and seasoning. Kindly read the first one.
The king of all seasonings, a necessary ingredient in just about every recipe.
Yes. So who doesn't have salt in their pantry anyway? Of course, none. We use salt all the time, right, class?
Yes.
Okay, so moving on, we have, kindly read.
Black peppercorns, the second most important seasonings to keep on hand at all times, considered as the yin to salt's yang.
Yes, so we use
Oh,
okay, so we use black peppercorns or what's paminta. We call it paminta. Okay, so we use it to robust flavor, especially when grounded fresh. But most of us we use ready packed pepper, either grounded or full. So next, we also have, kindly read, Rima.
Dried oregano. This pungent aromatic pungent aromatic herb that works well in a wide variety of cuisines.
Okay, so pungent means maanghang. Okay, so dried oregano in other countries, oregano is considered as one of the rarest. So they considered it as a fantastic addition to any pantry. Okay. We also have dried rosemary.
With a peppery flavor and a deep pine aroma. Dried rosemary works in a range of dishes.
Yes, thank you, Rima. So just be sure to use a light hand when adding this, as it sharps the flavor can quickly overwhelm a dish. Okay. Moving on, we also have dried thyme. And you read.
Its herbaceous, slightly minty flavor works well with meats, poultry, and seafoods.
Yes, so like rosemary, make sure to also be lighted-handed when adding this because it has also a strong essence. Okay. Moving on, we have red pepper flakes. So keep this spice on hand to add a slight heat and depth of flavor to these dishes. So everyone, I think is familiar with this. Are you familiar with this?
Yes, sir.
So this pantry addition is made from dried red chili peppers, available both in fresh and whole flake form. Okay? We also have, can you read, Rima?
Cayenne pepper. This red powder is useful in any dishes that calls for a bit of spice.
Yes, thank you, Rima. So, cayenne pepper is not also a typical spice you can find in any kitchen. Cayenne pepper is hotter than chili powder. But if it not burn your tongue off when you use it in moderation, okay? Next, we also have nutmeg. Can you read?
A pungent and slightly sweet, tasting spice is used to flavor many kinds of baked goods, confections, puddings, potatoes, meat, sausages, sauces, etc.
Yes, so also, it's not a typical spice you can find in anyone's kitchen. But this spice is sweet and mostly that has hints of peppery heat that make it um, a, a wonderfully complex fire to cook with. So, it is used also in baked goods, confection, puddings, potatoes, meat, sausages, sauces, etc. Okay? We also have cinnamon. Kindly read.
Cinnamon. This aromatic spice can be put to use in sweet and savory recipes.
Yes, so cinnamon is most commonly thought as a sweet ingredient. So it is perfect for pastries, desserts, and other sugary dishes. Okay. So, do you have any question, class?
Answer.
Okay. So moving on, we also have chili powder. Can you read, Rima?
Chili powder. Use this spice blend in sauces, soups, and chilies for added warmth.
Yeah, so I'm sure everyone knows this is spice. So this is a versatile mixture that can be used in wide range of dishes. Okay. So the other seasonings and spices are cloves, cumin powder, curry powder, garlic powder, paprika, allspice, soy sauce, oyster sauce, and sesame oil. So these are the spices and seasonings we can use to flavor our stocks. Okay? So do you have any question?
Answer.
Okay, if none, I have a question. Can you enumerate the spices and seasonings used in stock making? Yes, Rima?
Sir, we have salt, black peppercorns, dried oregano, rosemary, thyme, red pepper flakes, nutmeg, cayenne pepper, chili powder, and cinnamon.
Yes, very good. So it looks like you all understand and know the seasonings and spices. You are now ready to make your own stocks. But before that, we have to let us learn first the guidelines in preparing stocks. Okay. So first, kindly read, Rima.
1. The stock ingredients are boiled, starting with cold water. This promotes the extraction of protein which may be sealed in by hot water.
Yes. So the stock ingredients are boiled starting with cold water. Okay, take note of that. So two, meat is added to the stock before the vegetable. This scum that rises to the surface is steamed off before further ingredients are added. So meat is added to the stock before the vegetable. Why? Because why? Why is it so that the meat is added first before the vegetable? Because meat is the source of flavor of the stock. Okay? So this scum that rises to the surface is skimmed off before further ingredients are added. So do you know the word scum? Are you familiar with that word? So scum are the floating bubbles when we cook. So we need to remove those because it is not healthy. Okay. Third one, kindly read.
Stocks are simmered gently with small bubbles at the bottom by not breaking at the surface. If a stock is boiled, it will be crumbly.
Yes, so stocks are simmered gently. For number 4, salt is not usually added to a stock as this causes to become salty. Yes. So since most stocks are preserved to make soups and sauces, if salt is added, make sure it is only a half pinch measure. Okay? Kindly read, Rima, the
Follow the cooking time for stock. Cooking time will vary according to numerous factors such as ingredients, quantity, and quality, volume, and cooking temperature. For white beef stock, 8 to 10 hours. White and brown beef stock, 6 to 8 hours. White poultry and
birds.
bird stock, 3 to 4 hours. Fish stock, 45 minutes up to 1 hour. Vegetable stock, 45 minutes up to 1 hour. Everything depending on the specific ingredients and the vegetable cut.
Yes. And lastly, follow the correct procedure for cooling and storing stock. And make sure that any stock you use is flavorful and wholesome. Okay? So do you have any question, class?
Answer.
Okay? So that concludes our lesson for today. If you have no question, let's move on to our activity. Okay, so for your activity, I want you to name the spices and seasonings that I will going to show you, okay? So I will give you 10 seconds for each spices and seasonings to be identified, okay?
Yes, sir.
It's all clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so for number 1, okay, next. Okay, next. How about this one? How about this one? Okay, next. Okay, how about this one? this one? And lastly, okay, are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's check. So, for number 1, we have chili powder. Okay. Number 2, we have cinnamon. And 3,
So,
yes, salt, very good. How about number 4?
nutmeg.
Yes, nutmeg. And
Red-
for number 5,
Red pepper flakes.
yes, red pepper flakes.
Dried
Dried oregano for number 6. And number 7,
cayenne.
yes, exactly, cayenne pepper.
Dried thyme.
For number 8, dried thyme, yes, very good.
Dried rosemary.
Dried rosemary, and the last one,
Peppercorns.
yes, so who got it all correctly? Yes, very good. A round of clap yourselves. Yes. So, what is the importance of spices and seasoning in stock making? Yes, Rima.
Spices and seasonings add richness to the stocks, which make them flavorful and wholesome.
Yes, thank you, Rima. So, why do we have to follow the guidelines in preparing stocks? Yes?
So, following the guideline in preparing stock will ensure the quality of stock made and save us time and effort in preparation up to storing.
Yes, well said. So, kindly bring out a 1/4 sheet of paper and let's see how much you've learned by answering the following. So, answer only. Identify what is being asked. Choose your answer on the box. I'll give you 3 minutes to finish the exercise, okay?
Yes.
Are you done, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's now check. Kindly read the number 1 and answer.
The king of all seasonings, a necessary ingredient in just about every recipe. Salt, sir.
That's okay, very good. So, for number 2, the second most important seasoning to keep on hand at all times. Considered as the yin to salt's yang. What is your answer?
Black peppercorn.
Okay, let's see. Wow, very good. Correct. So, kindly read and answer number 3.
This condiment aromatic herb that works well in a wide variety of cuisines.
What is your
Oregano.
answer? Let's see. Very good. So, for number 4, blank with the pepper flavor and the deep pine aroma. It works in a range of dishes. So, what is your answer?
Dried rosemary.
Let's see. Wow, correct. So, for number 5, kindly read and answer.
It's herbaceous. Slightly minty flavor works well with meats, poultry, and seafood. Thyme, sir. Fried thyme.
Yes, correct. So, keep this spice on hand to add a slight heat and depth of flavor to dishes. So, what spice or seasoning is this?
Red pepper flakes.
Yes, very good. Correct. So, for number 7, kindly read and answer.
This red powder is useful in any dishes that calls for a hit of spice. Cayenne pepper.
Let's see. Yes, correct. So, for number 8, blank use this spice blend in sauces, soups, and chilies for added warmth.
Chili powder.
Let's see. Correct. So, for number 9, this aromatic spice can be put to use in a sweet and savory recipes. What
Cinnamon.
Yes. Correct. So, and lastly, kindly read and answer.
It's used to flavor many kinds of baked goods, confections, puddings, potatoes, meat, sauces, etc. Not
Yes.
nice.
Wow, correct. So, you got it all correctly. Very good. So, for your assignment, kindly prepare ingredients and materials for a white stock recipe. Next meeting, we shall be having a practical demonstration on how to make a stock, specifically white chicken stock. So, I'll give you the reference for the ingredients you'll be using. Please follow the recipe and don't forget to bring and wear your complete PPE. So, that would be all for today. Goodbye, class.
Goodbye, sir.